Okay, so we're going to start looking at how to connect our new custom post type. So in the last video, we created books, reviews, and authors that we can manage from within WordPress. And if you remember, we have a little diagram showing how these are connected and what attributes they have. So an attribute is like a property of the object. So a book will have a title, a description, and a genre. Authors will have a first and last name, things like this. And we need to create ways in WordPress to first add these different attributes and then make connections between. Because ultimately, if I'm on a page for a book, I want to be able to pull all the reviews for that book, and I want to be able to pull the author for that book, and things like that. Also in WordPress, generally in WordPress, if I'm creating a post, I just kind of have this big field, right, where we add different blocks of content. But I want my content here to be more structured. I want every book page to look exactly the same. So I want to actually put in, this is the title, this is the description. I want to say this is the author's first name, this is the author's last name. So if we jump over to books and we add a book, we'll see that we're in the regular blocks editor here, and we could add a title for the book, right? I can do this. But I don't really want to use the blocks editor. You'll see that genres is already populated because we attached it as a taxonomy, so we're good there. But what I want to do is jump back to the admin section and let's add a description field to our book. So we're going to be using a different plugin here called Advanced Custom Fields. Okay, so go ahead and pause and install that if you need to, and then we're going to come to custom fields and we're going to create what are called field groups. So these are groups of basically inputs that will be added to the pages that are used to create the different content types. So I'm going to add a field group called book information, okay, and this is going to be the additional fields that I need for my book content type. So book information. This is where I add the fields, okay? So if I look at my diagram, I'm going to say I'm okay with my title field. I've already got genre attached as a taxonomy, so I'm just going to add a field for description, okay? So I'm going to say I'm going to add a field. The field is going to be called description. It's going to populate this for me. I want to leave that. And then I'm going to say the field type. So text is like a title, it's like one of these. Text area is a big block where I can put text. And then there's all of these different things that you can put here. And we'll talk about some of these other ones, but Advanced Custom Fields is a really nice plugin because I can do so much with it, right? I could say this is an email field, it has to be a good email. I can have all of these different select boxes. I can put images here, so when we're doing author, we'll put an author image maybe, and then we'll get to these other relational ones later. But for now, I'm going to say this is a text area. I want it to be a box. I don't want to do instructions right now. You can say it's required or not. I'm going to go ahead and make this required. I want every book to have a description, and then I'm going to skip the rest of this. This is fine. Okay, so I've got that, and now I'm going to say, where does this field group appear? Okay, and so I'm going to say show this field group if the post type is equal to book. Okay, so basically if I'm creating a book, I want to see the description, and I'm going to go ahead and publish this. Once that's done, if I come back to books and add a new book, let's see how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and pause. Okay, so that page is loaded, and you'll see now that below my blocks editor, I have a separate section for book information, and here I could add my description. So if I was creating a book, I could add a title here, a description here, and genres here, and then that gets all of my fields for my book the way that I want them to. Let's go ahead and walk through how to do review together just to kind of reiterate what we've been doing. So again, I'm going to come back to Advanced Custom Fields, and I'm going to add a new field group, and I'm going to call this review information. And I'll go ahead and do this while we're here. So if post type is equal to review, I'm going to show this. and then we're going to have fields. So the first field I want here is a link. Okay, so I'll call this link. And field type, let's see if we have a, we have a URL, so we're good there. Is this required? I'm going to say it is, and I'm going to add a field. Okay, so this one we have multiple fields that are all grouped together. So a link, a headline. So headline is going to be text, right? Text is like this, where it's just one line, so that's good. That's required because I need something for the user to click on when they click on the link to go read the review, so we're good there. And then I have a publication and date, so I'll pause and do this really quick. Okay, so I created a field for publication as text. I went ahead and said this wasn't required. I would like my people entering content to include a publication, but I'm not going to kick it out if they don't. And then date, I picked the date picker field type. And again, I said this wasn't required because maybe reviews don't have a date. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this, and let's take a quick look at our new review object. Okay, so we're going to get the general block editor here, which we don't really use at all for this one. But here we've got link, headline, publication, and we can see if I click date, I've got a nice date picker. So I would do the same thing for author. It would be really easy. In the next video, I think we'll actually look at how to add images to an author and add multiple images. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here because that's a good thing for us to look at. And then the next video, we'll look at linking these together.